dreams. You can imagine how devastated that was at that point. But I was so fortunate because I was surrounded by family and friends who encouraged me. But one of the greatest difference makers was my high school teacher and volleyball coach, Bob Redford. He knew that I wanted to get back into sport, and he said, "Rick, you need to look up the definition of an athlete." And I did, I read it, and nowhere in those words did it say that I had to use my legs in order to be one. Bob Redford encouraged me to set goals, chase dreams, to be the best athlete I could be at the Olympics and the Paralympic Games. It was phenomenal. He was amazing. How many teachers do you have that have made a difference in your life? Look for that inspiration. I celebrated my 15th birthday, and hope was a big part of my life. In the hospital, looking up, then in a wheelchair, and then becoming that athlete, driving every single day, pursuing sport and going for it. I also had unbelievable role models, people like Terry Fox. Terry was a phenomenal friend. Dream big, and I did. I started thinking about winning around the world in a wheelchair, about changing the perception of how people view people with disabilities, about thinking about building my team, about starting. Each and every one of us has dreams, but somewhere, someplace, we have to stop talking about it, and we have to start. Leaving that Oak Ridge Mall wasn't exactly a noble beginning. There were challenges. When we left, we were actually captured on video. There were 200 people looking at and encouraging us as we left. And as I went through the parking lot there, I went under a tunnel. And what you can see is there's a bunch of boxes tied to the top of this motorhome. And they went underneath the tunnel and they hit the overnight warning bar that was hanging down on chains. And what did they do? Well, they sent someone up and lift the bar up so the motorhome could pass through. And they just kept going and said, "See you later, we're running around the world in a wheelchair." Boxes everywhere, right on national television. You can imagine the confidence of those 200 well-wishers. This guy's going around the world in a wheelchair, he can't even get out of the parking lot. Good luck. But that's the way it is when you start your big dream. You make challenges, you make errors, you find humor, you learn, and you only keep going. Second day on the road, the wind was blowing out of the south. 0 degrees, pouring rain, sleet, and snow, and I was injured, thinking about quitting. And I realized I just had to keep going, one stroke at a time. If I didn't keep going, I would have never finished that day and never finished my